Hello and welcome to Floristry Market. My name is Greg and this is
Emma
from
Lily and Vase.
Hey, welcome back.
Hello.
So we're going to start with Emma's picks. We're going to get straight into it.
Yes.
And then you're going to do a thing.
Then I'm going to do a thing. So this morning I've been out in the warehouse and you have got some really gorgeous new stuff in.
I know, you told me off camera, haven't you?
Yeah. I was like,
Apparently we don't shout about it enough. So.
No, don't shout about it enough. Watch this space. So, yes, anyway, so you've got some really gorgeous things. You've got a really lovely selection of spring things. You've got some really lovely, I loved these. You've got some gorgeous, really oversized hyacinths.
Okay.
So kind of like in one big bowl or in a big, gorgeous vase.
Yeah.
Love those, love the vibrant colours. So they were
very nice.
Absolutely gorgeous. And then in that vein as well, there's all these really large single tulips.
They are cool. They are nice,
They're beautiful. You've got loads of colours out there. And they're really great. So
show them to me, show them to the camera.
So they're really great. And we're going to pair those with the big hyacinths in a minute. But not everybody can kind of accommodate those giant ones. So you've got some really lovely, so I love these.
God, they look so real, the way they flop and everything.
What I wanted to show you was, when you get a package from you guys, it's all brilliantly packaged up in your box and everything.
Thank you.
And obviously, when I picked it out from the warehouse, it looks like this. So my key thing is, like, people do need to realise, and not everybody does.
So you made them floppy.
Made them floppy, look, you can, like, but everything, you want to move the leaves around, they're really easy to manipulate. They've all got a wire in them. So look, they've got a nice wire in them. So then, that looks so much more realistic than that.
Are they supposed to do that? If you had real flowers, are they supposed to?
Well, yeah, so tulips are the only flower that they continue to grow in water.
Okay.
So they grow and they flop over. Some people don't like that. Some people don't like that. They like them when they're really upright and straight. Well, if that's how you like them, leave them like that. But for me personally, that looks so realistic. You would, you'd have to be, I think a lot of people would have to touch them.
Well, I instantly thought it just looked so real. So I'm obviously used to seeing tulips like this.
Yeah, so a big thing that I would say is when the flowers come, make sure you manipulate them, move them around, bend them so that they do look real. Don't just leave them as they've come packaged.
Good tip.
Okay, so you've got those, which I love. So that's obviously a smaller version of these.
So that's an Emma's tip within an Emma's picks within a Floristry Market
good value,
show.
aren't I?
Oh my word.
Right, so then you've got some really nice hyacinths. Now, I'm so conditioned that hyacinths smell lovely, I just want to sniff them. But, they're a really nice size as well. So I thought that was nice. And then, obviously, you've got... Now, I loved these. I'm going to do something with these later in another show. So I love these little narcissi, and they've got, like, the roots on them.
I know.
So they'll be nice in, like, a little bowl with some moss on a table. Again, I think... just the little roots on them.
What are narcissi? Are they like?
So they're like little mini daffodils.
Yeah, okay.
And they were very much like this. So like
the same thing.
And it's one of those things. It's like the more you play about with them, the more realistic they look. You can play about with the wire.
Yeah.
But the little roots. So a normal one, a real one, would have a bulb attached.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have the roots on the top.
Okay.
So I like that they've added the roots. You can put those in a little bowl with some moss around them. I think that would look really realistic. I mean, I love real bulbs and things, but And
I thought you were struggling with the word flowers. I love real, what they call flowers.
Bulbs.
Yes.
Yeah. And then you've got these irises, which I really like. And again, they've got the leaves on them. All the leaves are wired. Play about with them, open them out. But they were really gorgeous as well. I love those because they were yellow. And again, so an iris, when you get them in fresh flowers, they come in different stages. So obviously they're quite tight. And then you can open these out. You can push the middle out a bit. So then if you had a vase, you could have them at various different openings.
Cool.
Right. So they're my picks, the spring picks. You've got even more. You've got so many gorgeous spring flowers out there. But what I thought I'd do is I'm going to do a couple of hand tides, and then I'm going to show you how to change the look with just the colour palette quite easily.
Okay.
So these I just think are absolutely gorgeous.
So what are these again?
So these are hyacinths. So hyacinths normally come as an individual flower in a bulb, and they are more kind of this sort of size.
Okay.
But I have quite a lot of corporate clients where they've got we've got clients that have got big spaces, so they want to fill a big vase.
Okay.
So these are gorgeous for that. So we're going to just take a couple of those, spiral them together. So, how as we do it and twist.
You didn't do a
Yeah,
shoulder thing, did
you do the shoulder and twist. And then what you can do is you can sort of move them so they come in between. So you haven't got a whole block colour. So I'm going to add sort of the pinks and the purples in there. Like so. And then I'm going to take the pinks. I love these tulips. And again, just sort of bend them out. Bend them as you go. Twisting. And I just think spring flowers, I think everyone's had enough by kind of like now, you know, February, March. It's dark, isn't it? It's rained non-stop for months and months. So we are living for the, you know, the bit of spring. I think daffodils, I saw quite a few daffodil bulbs coming up this morning as they came in. And they'll start to come,
Wow.
But and they'll start to come in. So they'll start to come into the shops. They'll start to come in as fresh flowers. So
we should say it's early February. What date is it? It's 2nd of Feb.
2nd of Feb.
2nd of Feb.
Yeah. So, you know, all the lovely, gorgeous spring flowers are coming in, and they are lovely, and there's nothing like a fresh flower. I do really love the fresh. But the thing with the spring flowers is they don't actually last that long.
Yeah,
so if you're a corporate client or you want to have, lots of people will have a vase in their homes now. So I've got a couple of clients, and then they'll change it seasonally. So they'll have a spring, summer, autumn, winter.
Cool.
So they might want their spring
And
one.
obviously lasts for
The
long.
duration. Yeah. So that's sort of all your lovely kind of gorgeous pinks and purples.
Yes.
So obviously this one we've gone for all the lovely analogous colours. So they are colours that are next to each other on the colour wheel. So we've gone for the sort of the pinks and the purples. So they all tone really nicely. So you've got that one kind of look. But if you want to switch it up, or sometimes I might have a client and they keep them for like maybe 3 weeks and then they want to change them, but they don't want to change the whole thing, then you can just really easily keep your main purpley hyacinths. So you've kept your core, you've got your purples in there, and then all you can do to make that quite a bit more dynamic then is just get some of the orange tulips, add those in, and it completely changes the look.
It does.
So you've gone for those colours that are kind of really zingy and clashing, and it gives you two different looks. It goes from something sort of very pretty to something that's a lot bolder and vibrant. So you like the oranges straight away, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I love orange.
So that's something that's a lot brighter and bolder, and then you can add in your yellows. So something like your irises. So you've gone from something that's quite tonal and soft to something that's really quite bright. So you can kind of get two looks from one. And
I love that.
Yeah, and then you can
really
just kind of play about with those, do that kind of thing. And then obviously another thing that we love to do, like as florists, we're all about the upsell.
Of course.
So then you want to sell them your container. So, you know, that's another thing you can do though. If you want to switch the look up, you can go from something like a traditional sort of glass vase, or you can then put them in like a nice jug or things like that. So lots of corporate clients, you can just take out a few flowers and switch them up. You can switch the containers over, all of those things. So they're all good things to have in your stock room. But these look really realistic. I think they really last. They're really cheery. And I absolutely love the hyacinths. I think they're a real showstopper.
I think
they'd be a great addition to anybody's stock.
Yeah, I really like that. And if you like this, hit like and subscribe on YouTube and you'll see more of this sort of content. Plus, go to Instagram and you'll see a lot more of Emma over there. Anyway, right.
Okay.
I've done the advertising. You go.
Right, so then again, if you want to mix it up even more, you can just take all your tulips out. So you've got your multicoloured tulips. I think what I'm trying to say is you've got some lovely, gorgeous stock. You could make sort of select out your favourites and then mix and match it.
Okay.
I think that's the thing. I think it's really key, particularly if you're reusing them and you can, or sometimes one week one client might have one and then I might swap it out for another one. So then you can go for just like all tulips. So again, all the multicoloured tulips.
Yeah.
So I think we've talked about it before. You know, mixing your colours up. It's always nice. 5 or more colours is a really simple one. So if you get really confused and you don't know your colour and you haven't sort of studied your colour wheel, which I think is the most important thing. But anyway, if you use 5 or more colours, that's called polychromatic. And then anything goes, so it will work. So mix it up. So yeah, then again, look, you can just add in all your tulips.
So you say polychromatic, I'd say random.
Well,
Mixed.
Yeah, so 5
not random,
or more.
it's not random.
So 5 or more is very like a rainbow. Anything 4 or less, you have to really think about your colour combinations.
Okay.
Which is why when you're training, learning and understanding the colour wheel is so important, because you can make the most gorgeous design. It can look fantastic, you know, space, size, everything. But if you've got your colour off, you're not going to sell it, or people aren't going to buy into it. So learning the colour wheel is super important. On like most floristry courses, there's always a colour wheel element.
So arguably, does that mean the more colours you have, the easier it gets? So if you have 5+, it's
yeah,
easier.
if in doubt, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're not sure, if you're just starting out, you're not sure, or if you're on the website and you're like, oh, I don't know which ones to use, I don't know which colour combinations are going to go together. If you choose 5 or different colours, 5 or more, then they'll all just go together. So
That's lovely.
so then you can just take that out and use the tulips. You've got something completely different.
Cool.
So that's the bigger ones.
What about the little ones?
So the little
Just
ones,
sitting here.
yes. So the little ones, we've got this gorgeous vase that we've used before.
Yep.
I think it might actually be called a tulip vase.
Okay, we'll put it
You
up on the
might
screen.
have to check that out for me. The guys in the warehouse might have to check that out for me, but I think it's called a tulip vase. And these are really nice. So you can either do a hand tied in here, or you can scrunch some chicken wire up and put those in here. So I'm just looking for the other little ones. And then they sort of splay out nicely. Obviously, if you've got chicken wire in here and you've scrunched that up, you can just slide them through and they stay in place.
We've not got any chicken wire in there at the moment.
So, but then again, you can just sort of lay them in. So they're a nice, really nice size. So I'm going to just pop those in. So they're coming over. And then in between those, I'm going to just bend over the stem. So that's a nice little hack. If the stems are too long, and obviously if you're using it or it's going to a client and they're keeping it, you can cut the stems. But if it's going kind of and you're sort of hiring them out and you don't want to cut the stems, you can just bend them over.
We're talking artificials here. We're not
Artificials.
we're
Oh yeah, not fresh
really
flowers.
fresh
No.
flowers. That's
But
not
if it's
the thing.
artificial flowers and you want to reuse, repurpose, you know, you're sending them out to different clients weekly, or you're swapping things in and out and you don't want to cut them, you can just bend the ends and then they'll just stay in. So I've just got those in there, and then I'm going to just pop the little daffodils in there.
Very nice.
Yeah, and because I haven't used any individual foliage with this, because obviously the tulips have got quite a lot of foliage on them, the daffodils have got quite a lot of foliage on them.
Yeah.
So,
That's lovely.
you know, and you can just fiddle around
God,
with
that
them.
was so easy. And look at it.
Yeah, so that's quite simple. But I do think what makes this look nice is the fact that the tulips are so realistic, and they are bending. They have that movement. So rather than just looking like you've plonked some artificial flowers in a vase, they're very much. So it's definitely worth just taking a few minutes, moving things around. But as I say, you have got the most gorgeous, gorgeous selection of artificial flowers. And actually, I've just noticed, sorry, as I've gone to open that tulip up, it's even got the little stamens inside, because obviously that's a real trend to reflex the roses. So you can just open those back.
Emma, thank you so much for that. If you've got any questions for Emma, leave them down below on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you once again. Hope to see you again soon. Bye.